You cannot get shut out by the Columbus Blue Jackets. That is unacceptable for your team who is literally built to score goals. Yep. Okay. Welcome back to Unlimited, everybody. This is episode number 12. We are recording this the night of the Leafs. I don't know what you want to call it. Embarrassing, disappointing, awful.
There's no other words to explain it, Aiden.
Yeah, it's extremely disappointing for us as Leafs fans, what we just witnessed tonight. Both of us, we are extremely, extremely surprised, I would say, shocked that the Leafs dropped the first game, like most Leafs fans would be right now. Xarius, I just want to get your first thoughts on this because I know you got a lot to say before I get into more of the details. I just want you to release your anger about this game. Go for it.
You know what? So much disappointment, man. You know what? I really thought that they were going to show all their fans, man. Because I don't know how many more years I can go with this. I honestly don't know how much longer I can deal with this crap. They're a good team. They're a good team on paper, but they need to freaking show it. And they haven't been showing it. And when it matters, that's when they got to show it more.
Yep.
Right? And you're not playing Boston. I understand this is not like an actual qualifying round or whatever. Like you're trying to make your way into those series.
This is qualifying round, but
this is qualifying, right?
But right. It's not playoffs,
but it's not like playoffs, right? But treat it as if it is.
Yeah.
Right? So, and you're not playing Boston, right? This is your chance to have a little practice and a little room to show yourself to everyone. Yeah. But they don't want to show themselves for some reason.
I mean, okay, so when I look at the game, first and foremost, so much hype, so much excitement for Leafs fans coming into the game. Everyone's looking forward. Hockey's back. They want to see their hometown team do well. And they've been preparing for this matchup for ever since the league stopped playing, 3-4 months. Maybe a bit less than that, but around a long, long time. They've known their opponent. They know how they want to play. Now is the time to execute. The Leafs did not show up tonight. I don't care if you want to say that it's all of Frederik Andersen's fault. That is not the case. I blame him for that goal that he let in. It should not have gone in whatsoever. But you cannot say that this was all Freddie Andersen's fault because it was not. Every single player on the Leafs did not show up tonight. You cannot get shut out by the Columbus Blue Jackets. That is unacceptable for your team who is literally built to score goals. You had so much money on the ice tonight up front, and you don't score one goal. And the one thing that is so frustrating, they didn't even get much chances. It didn't seem like they got any good scoring opportunities. They got one power play. They didn't do anything with it. Matthews had that one amazing shot in the second period against Korpisalo, but that was it. There was nothing else. Mitch Marner, he's got to step up. He looked awful tonight. I don't know where he was passing the puck. I don't know where he was shooting the puck. The one lucky thing or one great play that he did was by accident saving that empty net goal at the end. But, come on, guys. I honestly cannot believe that the most screaming we did tonight was when Martina Ortiz-Louise was shown on the screen singing the national anthem. That should not be happening. That should not be the best part of the game. Shout out to Martina. Shout out to her.
I completely agree with every single word you just said. You know what? Yes, we blame Freddie for that goal. But you got JT, you got Marner, you got Willie, you got Matthews. You have all those star players we're paying big bucks for. And they can't even put a puck in the net. Matthews is probably the only chance we had all game.
Yep.
Matthews is probably the only good chance we had all game. Marner needs to learn how to shoot because all the chances he had in front of that net, he could have taken a shot, but he's looking for the pass first.
Oh, yeah. And that's
Right?
been the story of the season.
Oh,
That's all we've
100%.
been talking about with Marner. He's pass first all the time. And honestly, I think he has a good shot. He just can't use it.
Yeah.
Just doesn't know how to shoot for some reason. And, we pay him to score goals. You get paid over $11 million, not just for the assists. You got to put the puck in the net at some point. And, that the top two lines, in my opinion, the Tavares line was awful tonight because Marner didn't show up. Mikheyev was good, in my opinion. Tavares and Marner, we need a lot more from. Matthews line, they were pretty dominant. Willie was great. He looked like he was skating really well out there, made some great passes. He was the one who passed the puck to Matthews on that one chance. The third line was awesome. Robertson,
Oh, yeah.
Kerfoot, Kapanen, they were the only line that really showed up to play tonight.
Yeah.
I think Robertson looked really good. I think he's got to stay on his feet a little bit more. He was falling a little bit, but they looked really, really good. And I don't even blame Keefe for not putting out the fourth line much because you're down in the third period. You got to keep them on the bench. So
yeah, and you know what? Like if your first and second line is healthy to go, why not just put them back on straight away? Like I was okay with it.
Mm-hmm. And then looking at their defensive core now, oh my goodness, Cody Ceci. First of all, he takes the 2 penalties, which yeah, they are the first one, maybe not. I don't know if that really was a penalty. It was a weird one. It was unfortunate. The second one was clearly a penalty.
Oh yeah.
It sucks that it's Ceci. Leafs Nation has been roasting the guy all season long, and it is disappointing to see, him be the guy that keeps getting these penalties or making these bad plays. But come on, man! You gotta have improved during this break. It's the same thing. It's the same Leafs team that we saw before COVID happened, and it's just so incredibly frustrating right now. Do you at all think that this team will be better? Do you think this is just a one-off, or do you seriously think that we might be losing this series? Because I don't want to give up on this team. I don't think – I cannot judge it based off of one game. If I'm thinking realistically, I know my emotions get the best out of me sometimes. It's just one game. They basically lost this game 1-0. That goal should not have gone in. So we could still be in overtime if Freddie didn't let that goal in.
Yeah.
And it was incredibly weak. I don't know how that snuck by him. I know it's a tricky spot for the goalies to stop, but oh boy. It was from far out. You got to make the save. Mm-hmm. And I know Freddie knows it. I know he'll be better. But Xarius, I don't know. Do they win game 2? They have to. It's a must win. Game 1 had the intensity of a game 5, basically. A game 5.
Yeah, no, I agree with you.
You have to win these games.
Yeah. And you know what? Game 2 should look a lot more different than what tonight did. 100%. I think that the Leafs can come out on top, but I want to see more. I don't want to see a 1-0 game or a 2-0 game. It's got to be score in the first period and just keep on going. These boys got to come up flying. I know the Blue Jackets are good defensively, but offensively, we should not be having any issues stopping them offensively. And yeah. I don't know, man. There's just so much in me right now.
To be honest, okay, we have to look at some of the positives, and they did play well defensively. Structurally,
yeah.
They looked okay. There was some really bad turnovers that they did, but for the most part, they were solid. If they can keep playing like that, they're going to win this series. They just have to, for some reason, be able to put the puck in the net, which is just mind-boggling to me because this team has so much talent. And that's why it's so frustrating for us Leafs fans. We invest so much money into this offense that can't score one goal against Jonas Korpisalo, who really shouldn't have even started tonight. I thought it was going to be Elvis. Jonas Korpisalo, who has historically been bad against the Leafs, and we can't get one by him. I don't know. I don't get it. This guy looked like David Ayers out there tonight. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't see them making too many line changes. Maybe they bring in Pierre Engvall for the fourth line next game. But the problem is in the room. It's not some guy sitting in the press box tonight who's going to come in here and be the savior. They have to fix this problem with the guys who are on the ice tonight. And I can guarantee you Matthews will bury one next game. He looked really good. He had the chances. He was frustrated. I know he's going to come out firing next game. Mitch Marner, he has to be 10 times better next game. And like, honestly, everyone needs to be better. Like,
yeah. Everyone's got to pick it up next game, because you know what? If they lose next game, they lose a series. I'm calling it right now. They lose next game, they lose a series, because you can't come back from that. Like, it's a best of 5 series. You know, the next one really, really matters. And of course, the other ones do too. But tomorrow, on Tuesday, is going to be a big game.
Yeah. And I know, like, it's not just the Leafs that are running into this problem. Look at the Penguins. They just lost to Montreal. The Edmonton Oilers, they lost to Chicago. Nobody thought that was going to happen. And it seems like in hockey, in the NHL playoffs, literally anything can happen. And, you know, I was expecting the Jackets to come out tonight being physical, getting in the Leafs' faces. I didn't really see much of that. It seemed like the Blue Jackets were transitioning to the way the Leafs wanted to play in some way, keeping with the speed game, skill game. It should have worked out better for the Leafs. I think if Columbus did play more physical, it might have been even worse.
Yeah.
But, for some reason, these guys just weren't able to generate any scoring opportunities throughout the entire game. They outshot the Jackets 11-8 in the first. In the second, I think it was 14 shots for the Jackets, a little bit less for the Leafs there. And then I think the Jackets finished with 35 shots. Leafs finished below 30. You got to outshoot the Jackets at least. Like, these guys, their best player is Cam Atkinson.
Yeah.
And your best player is Austin Matthews. And then after that, John Tavares and Mitch Marner. Like, come on, boys.
Man, you know what? I'm just so rattled right now. I'm just lost for words. Oh, man.
Yep.
I don't know what else to say, man. I just feel like there's so much rage in me right now that I don't even really want to express it right here, but the boys got to come back fighting hard in the next game. That's all I got to say. They got to come back hungry to win.
Mm-hmm.
Today, like you said, it looked like a game 5 or a game 7. It just looked like everyone was playing conservatively, and no one wanted to make the first mistake. And unfortunately, the Leafs were the ones who made the mistake, and it costed them the match, right? So
yeah. And at the end of the day, you know, we're not the people who should be telling the Leafs how to play.
Exactly.
It's in the room. It's the players who have been doing this their entire lives. It's the coaching staff. It's management. You know, I trust the Toronto Maple Leafs that they can figure this out.
Yeah.
I believe in this team. I believe that they can come back in game 2 and get the dub, because like Xarius said, if they lose the next game, this series is over.
It's brutal, man. Because it's not the first time, right? This is like, you play against Boston for so many seasons, and like in the playoffs, like the last 4 or 5 years, we played them 3 times, right? I think so.
Yeah, 3
Boston?
times in a row. Right.
And you go to game 7 in what? All of them, yeah?
All of them, yeah.
Every single one of them. It shows that they can fight, but it doesn't show that they can freaking finish.
And like the one thing that nobody really talks about yet is that, like, everyone's saying, Leafs should win this series hands down. They're the favorite. But people don't realize that the Leafs have never won a playoff series in the Matthews era yet. They have not been able to close out a series. They don't know how to do that yet. They don't know how to win in the playoffs. So, and the Jackets, they do. They just swept Tampa Bay last year.
Yeah.
They know how to be the underdogs and come out on top.
Yeah, and they have like
coach.
Confidence right now too, right? They have like a load of confidence. Like, we just swept like the President's Trophy winners last year.
Yeah.
So they're coming out hot, right? With like a full bucket of confidence right now, right? Coming with the Leafs, who they know who have issues, right?
Mm-hmm.
Leafs have issues in the stressful situation and the games that matter. So
Yeah.
I don't know, man. It's all up to the game on Tuesday, and they have to win it. They have to win this game. If they don't win it, then it's done.
Yeah, it's done. And
Gotta look for a new team to support,
so
man.
so I don't think I'm ever gonna get to that point. I wish. It's just so frustrating. I don't think I could ever do that. But yeah, it's just weird. Like, I feel like with this much talent, you should be able to do something with it and
Yeah.
win around. And I feel like we're overthinking it. It's just game one. If we want to be,
Yeah. No, I know, and to be honest with you, as a Leafs fan, I know it may not be the best thing, but I did predict them losing the first game.
well, there you go
I,
then. Yeah,
I did, but being a Leafs fan as well, you expect more from them.
I think people would say that like they might lose the first game just because there is a lot of pressure on them, and Columbus has really nothing to lose at this point. Like they barely snuck into the playoffs, and you know they got no pressure. They can just do whatever they want out there. They can have fun and they can play their style of play, and you know that's what they did tonight. And it was a close game, other than that one goal that Freddie let in, and really like I said before, we could still literally be playing right now if Freddie didn't.
Oh yeah, like I honestly think it would have gone to overtime if Freddie didn't let that one in. It would have gone to overtime for sure, and then it would be even more stress. But you know what? I feel like if it went to overtime, I don't know how my feelings would be. Even if they lost, I'd be disappointed. But
if it goes to overtime, like you just need one lucky bounce, one lucky break, and that's what the Blue Jackets got in the third. That lucky goal.
They got a nice bounce off of like one of our shots or whatever, and they were down the other end. So
yeah, exactly. And I hope the Leafs use this as motivation. I hope they realize that okay, now it's now or never for us. We have to win next game. We have to really step up. We have to bury the puck. And they got a lot of goal scorers on this team. So one guy just has to score one goal, really, essentially. And if they can play the way that they did defensively, then they're going to win next game. I can guarantee that. Honestly, watch out. There might even be a blowout, dare I say, for the Leafs. If they come out firing with a lot of momentum, like they could really be saving all their goals for game two here. I wouldn't be surprised if it's like 5-0 and they prove us all wrong and they get our hopes back up, right? And they get our hopes back up, and then in game three, it's just they lose again, and it's like, oh my goodness. And it's gonna go to game 5. This series will go to game 5.
Possibly, I think so.
Just because it's the Leafs and they want to give us heart attacks every single game. They wanna make it the most dramatic finish.
Oh man.
And I would pray that they win that game, but like I said, they have never closed out a series before, so who knows if they know how.
Man, I want that blowout. I want to hear that song.
Yeah, not once did we hear Hall & Oates tonight.
Not at all, man.
We didn't even hear the goal horn or nothing tonight. Okay, so we ended the podcast. We ended it. We thought we were done screaming about the Leafs, but then we realized that the Toronto Maple Leafs did not have a single shot on goal throughout the past 6 minutes and 12 seconds of the game against the Columbus Blue Jackets.
They didn't have a shot in the last 6 minutes and what seconds, Aiden?
12 seconds.
Who gives a shit? The last 6 minutes of a game, you don't have a single damn shot on net. Yeah. A single shot. That is terrible. That is, oh my gosh, man.
That's really unacceptable.
I don't know what else to say. I actually cannot believe that. When I read that, I had to read it at least 3 more times and find another credible source just to make sure.
That's worse than the David Ayres thing, I would say. I know the Leafs got like something like 7 shots in total against David Ayres, but this is a playoff game. You're trying to tie the game in the last period, the last 6 minutes and 12 seconds of a game, and you don't get a shot. How do you score? You can't score if you don't shoot. What is this team doing? What is Sheldon Keefe telling the team? You have to shoot the puck.
Nothing
You
good.
have to generate
bet.
chances. Like we said throughout the beginning part of the podcast, this team was not getting any chances. Mitch Marner, shoot the puck. You had chances to shoot it, but you chose to pass. You have to shoot the puck. It was too easy. You guys made it way too easy for Columbus in the last part of the game. Way too easy. You handed them the game at that point. You literally said, okay, you guys win this one. If you don't shoot, it's impossible to score. It's impossible to score. It's impossible to win. It's impossible to do anything. You have to shoot the puck. 6 minutes and 12 seconds. The last 6 minutes and 12 seconds in the game you're trying to tie. Unacceptable.
You know,
when I heard that stat, like, yo, we have to talk about that. We have to talk about that. That is ridiculous.
It's just it's mind-boggling how 6 minutes and they can't get one shot. Even when they had 6 men on the ice, when they pulled Freddie, they worked that puck around for a little bit. I'm sure they can get one shot on net.
They didn't have possession. They weren't even able to set up anything during that 1 minute or 1.5 minutes that they pulled Freddie. They couldn't get a setup. They kept losing the puck. Columbus had literally 2 chances, and then they iced it in the empty net. Like, there was no setup during that empty net chance. There was nothing there. And, like, you would think that when Keefe puts out the Matthews line and the Tavares line with less than 5 minutes to go, he's hoping that they score a goal. But they don't even get a shot.
We are hoping they score a goal. We are hoping they're going to create something.
Like,
I don't know, man.
I don't know. There has to be urgency. There has to be effort put into that. And I know, like, I hope the Leafs realized that too. I hope the Leafs were on the bench yelling to their guys to shoot the puck. Oh, yeah. Right?
Exactly.
They got to know that they just couldn't do it.
They just got to know that they're not generating any chances. They got to know themselves that they're not putting the effort in. They're not generating any chances. They're not putting any pucks on net. And they got to point the people out. Point them out. Call them out in the change room. Call them out on the bench.
Yeah. I think we'll close it off there.
Yeah, man.
I think we'll close it off there. That's been Xarius Jasavala. Thank you very much for coming on,
Thanks a lot, man. Appreciate it.
And, we'll do this again. Go Leafs go in Game 2. And we'll see you guys in the next one. See ya.